This is Radar on the Entertain Block coming to another edition of MLB Observations, Week 5 of the 2022 season. The White Sox, man, I'm glad Luis Roberts playing and they're consistently. He's healthy, but he's not a cleanup hitter yet. He's only been in the league for a few years. Has to prove himself. Yoel Moncada just came off the disabled list. He, too, is not a number 2 hitter. He's in the wrong spot. I would bat him as lower in the lineup like you were doing with Jake Berger. I do like seeing some days the York Garcia batting leadoff or last. That's he was the Sox former leadoff hitter, and the way he's hitting this year, that's why he should be batting last. I'm glad Gavin Sheets is playing and he's healthy, but he is not an outfielder, and I know his bat is better than Adam Engel, but with Adam Engel's bat, it's nowhere near the level of Gavin Sheets or Andrew Vaughn, so you have to deal with the consequences of them playing the outfield, but still. And the Red Sox. Trevor Story, him batting second is better than Rafael Devers batting second. But when you do that, you get Verdugo 5th, J.K. Bradley Jr. 6th, Vasquez there. Those are not the best offensive players in baseball. So I don't want to see Trevor Story leading off or even batting second. Second's better than leading off, but he's a 30 home run guy. So yeah, I didn't want to see the whole lineup like that. JBJ, we've been over this. His best value is playing center field, not right field, because he can't hit. But having Devers, Bogarts, JD Martinez batting 3-5, that's what I want to see more often, where you actually get, the power hitters, the guys driving runs batting there. Seeing Kike Hernandez lead off, that's great because he is a contact speed-oriented player. And then Francisco Cordero, I know that there's no room in the outfield for him, but him playing at first base when he's not a first baseman is, pretty darn stupid. And then the Brewers, Lorenzo Cain, what value does a former leadoff hitter have when he's batting 7th or 8th? 9th either, second leadoff hitter, but there's days in the lineup where it's the only people that can hit the ball out of here are Yelich or Tellez, no one else. It doesn't really make sense. And Urias batting a 4, Renfroe makes no sense because Renfroe's the power hitter and Urias is not. And Tyrone Taylor's not number 5 hitter because he's a backup outfielder but not the greatest offensive player. And Mike Pissarro is not a shortstop. He had enough shortstops on the roster. He shouldn't have to play there. Atlanta, we've been over. Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies, they're not leadoff hitters, nor is Albie a 5th hitter. Matt Olson is an RBI guy. He is not a number 2 hitter. Duval, we've been over this, not a center fielder. And I especially don't want to see Guillermo Heredia play center field. Have him play left field and Duval play center. That's just what's the point of playing Heredia? Well, his value is speed and defense. Well, it's not really going to get your value if you're playing Duval in center field when he's not even really an outfielder. Dansby Swanson leading off, that's fine if he's your leadoff hitter. And then wasting Jesse Chavez and Colin McHugh in the bullpen when they could use starting pitching and making Chavez an opener when you just let him go 4, 5, 6 innings. And then again, wasting the DH spot on Arcia when you have guys who can't field at position. Tigers. Robbie Grossman's not a leadoff hitter, nor number 3 hitter, nor is he a right fielder. Baez batting second is 2, but you got him to be middle of the lineup. And then Harold Castro is a super utility player, but first base, not his position. He's a second baseman, shortstop, third baseman. And then you're fine, maybe we'll put him in the outfield. Playing center field. That's a complete stretch from being a guy who plays 4 infield spots. And then Willie Castro, who lost his job in this infield with the Baez signing, he's playing the outfield too, which makes no sense. Derek Hill in center field makes the most sense because he's an actual center fielder. And again, Michael Fulmer's best value is a starter, not a reliever. Astro. Altuve's the perfect 2 hitter. Brantley's the perfect 3 hitter. They shouldn't be batting 1 and 2. Jeremy Pena batting second, that's fine. He's a youngster. Let's see what he can do there. Alvarez, not a great outfielder. You're well, he made some great plays. There's some guys, when you get enough innings, you'll eventually figure it out. I know they're trying to keep Michael Brantley healthy. Nico Goodrum, you signed him because you lost Correa, but Pena's the shortstop, fine. But putting him at first base when you have a guy like Alvarez who could probably play first base would make most sense. And then Christian Javier gets to move in the bullpen because they got enough starters, but he's a starting pitcher. Noisey's not a leadoff hitter. And Laureano's not number 3 hitter. I'm glad he's back from his suspension, but those are guys who don't belong in those spots. And then instead of playing Chad Pinder all the time or Tony Kemp in the outfield, actually play Seth Brown or Billy McKinney at first base. In the outfield instead of first base because they're actually outfielders and no guys are infielders. Twins, Urshela and Polanco are not cleanup hitters. Polanco is probably better batted second than he is third and fourth, but even then he's not the best contact hitter. And this Miranda guy, he's listed as second baseman in his career. Why is he playing first base and third base? Batting middle of the lineup. And then Kepler, he's not a number 2 hitter. You want him somewhere between 3 and 7. Nick Gordon's on an outfielder. We've been over this. Then he pitched in the game because it was a blowout, so that was cool. And Killaroff, you don't have a set left fielder on this team. I don't understand why he's playing first base. With Sano injured, I know you got an opening at first base, but maybe you just have Killer off DH. That makes more sense. And then Arise should not be playing first base, but he got nowhere else to play with the rest of the infield set. But him batting second is perfect for his contact approach. Nationals, we wanted Juan Soto's not a number 2 hitter or a right fielder. He's a middle of the order hitter, left fielder. And Keibert Ruiz and Yadier Hernandez are either rookies or backup players, and they should not be batting in the middle of the lineup. And Vaught, the starter, no why he's pitching on the bullpen. Angel. Taylor Ward, we know this. He's not an outfielder, he's a catcher. He's also not a leadoff hitter, so 2 negatives there. And Trout, we know this. I liked when he was batting third. Why are they putting him back second? And Jack Mayfield and Tyler Wade are not outfielders. They're infielders by trade. And then Tyler Wade's not a shortstop, but it's better than him playing the outfield. And then the Rockies. We know Connor Joe's not a leadoff hitter or an outfielder. He did play some first base, which makes sense because that's where he belongs. Blackman batting second is silly. Third is better, but maybe fifth or sixth if he's not going to be the leadoff hitter. And then Diaz is a backup catcher on pretty much 29 other teams. He should not be a fifth or sixth hitter. Randall Grichuk is not a center fielder. He's a corner guy. And Hampson, he's got opportunities to play second base. There's no need for him to play the outfield. Then you look at the Diamondbacks. Varsho leading off. Wrong. He's not a leadoff hitter. Pavis Smith, a power guy, not a number 2 hitter. And Ketel Marte, the speed contact guy. He's not batting sixth or third. Or Nick Ahmed should be batting sixth. That you can't hit. And then we know Pavis Smith's the first baseman playing in the outfield. Varsho's a catcher playing in the outfield. And Hummel, again, leading off as a catcher is silly. And then at least Varsho got to play some catcher this week. Then when you look at the Rays, I don't want to see Yanni Diaz, Wander Franco, Reyes Reyna batting 1 through 3. Yanni Diaz should be batting in the middle of the lineup. Franco is a lot for him in his second season, first full season to be batting second. And Reyes Reyna's not a slugger power hitter, nor is Brandon Lau. Brandon Lau should not be able to play in the outfield. They got enough outfielders to go around on this team, nor is he a leadoff hitter. Harold Ramirez is the backup outfielder, not a DH, not a middle order hitter batting 3 through 5. Whistler and Beeks either opening or pitching on a bullpen when you can just start those guys. They're a natural born starting pitcher. Like, just do it. And then we go to Randall Serena, not a cleanup hitter. And then Brujon is an infield by trade. Again, stop playing the outfield when you got enough outfielders. And Brett Phillips, again, pitched. Mariners, Ty Francois, this is not a number 2 hitter. Jimmy Crawford's not in the middle of the order hitter. He's either going to bat 1 or 2 or at the bottom. Taylor Moore's an infielder. You have enough outfield to begin with. Churro, we wrote, is a third baseman by trade. Do not play him second base. You got Adam Frazier. And speaking of Adam Frazier, there's no need for him to also play the outfield. You got enough outfielders. And then Rodriguez batting third when he's a rookie. There's a lot of pressure on a guy who hasn't really figured it out yet. And Abraham Charles not a leadoff hitter. He's a power guy. And Torrens is the catcher. He's not a great hitter. You got so many outfielders and infielders team that the DH should be either Jesse Winker, Suarez, or something like that. None of the other guys there. That is where you're just like wasting what you have. Marlins. Jesus Aguilar is not a number 2 hitter. He's a middle of the order hitter. Wendell's a backup infielder, so I would never want him batting cleanup or playing shortstop when he's a second baseman and third baseman. And Miguel Rojas, he's a natural born shortstop, so playing him at first base is stupid when you may throw Garrett Cooper in the outfield, or the one time they threw Aguilar at third base. That was pretty darn stupid. And Jazz Chisholm leading off makes sense with all of his speed there, because that's what you want. You want the speed contact guys to bat there. Then the Padres. Profile, we know it's not a left fielder, and Beatty's not a right fielder. You're playing a shortstop and a first baseman in the outfield. Feel bad for Grisham. He's flanked by that. Profile, I'm glad they moved him out of the cleanup spot, and he's batting second because he's not a power hitter. Just let Mets start pitching out of the bullpen, but they got this stud rotation. And then I did like seeing Cronenworth and Kim going 1 and 2. Speed and contact makes sense. Cardinals, we know this. Paul Goldschmidt can drive in a 120 run. He's not number 2 hitter. He's a 3 or 4 hitter. This Yepes dude, DHing him when you at Pujols and Dickerson and Lars Nootbaar makes no sense. And batting 4th and 5th when you got a lot of guys in your lineup can do that is silly. And he's not an outfielder either when you got enough outfielders. Dickerson, I'm tired of him playing right field, but it's better than guys who aren't outfielders. Tommy Edman leading off makes sense because he's a speed contact guy. And this Donovan dude, I know you're like, well, he played second base, so he could play shortstop. I'm like, yeah, but you have a few shortstops on your roster. Giants. Darren Ruff should never be playing left field or even right field when there's a DH. Slater's not a center fielder. He can play corner spot, and he's also not a leadoff hitter. He's a power guy. Crawford and Estrada should not be batting 4, 5, and 6. That's not where they belong. Wade's an outfielder, and he's a center fielder by trade. You got Darren Ruff, and you got Brandon Bell and Wilmer Fuller. There should be no reason he should be playing first base, man. And Gonzalez DHing, as I mentioned, it's a waste. They do the natural born center fielder. I don't want to see infielders in the outfield. I don't want to see corner guys in the center field. And then I don't see Belt batting second. That's when you get the not-so-great power hitters batting in the middle of the lineup. And yeah, he's batting third. Yeah, he makes a lot of contact, but that's not where I would bat him. Pittsburgh Pirates. Reynolds is not a number 2 hitter or center fielder. He should be batting third. It's a perfect spot for him in this lineup. And then Crow, they made him reliever when he was starter. It's a waste of his pitching. And then Hayes leading off when he should be batting 4th or 5th is really silly. Chavis, I know there's an injury to Newman. at shortstop, and they're not sure who's playing second base, but it's like he's not a second baseman. He's a third baseman, first baseman. And then Tucker again, not an outfielder. He's an infielder. You should get him every opportunity to play middle infield. And then Van Meter is a waste playing at second base when you need to play the guys who are really young and you aren't sure what they're going to do. And then he caught. He was an emergency catcher, so it was pretty cool because Roberto Perez got hurt and the backup got ejected in the game. So they're like, well, we have nobody else. And I called it. I knew this guy would probably be the guy that would be the emergency outfielder, so that was cool to be right. Reds, we have Kyle Farmer's a catcher playing shortstop, and Brandon Drury's a corner infielder playing second base, and then they used an opener. Like, you got enough guys on this roster, you should have somebody you can start. And then Tyler Stevenson is not a middle of the order hitter, nor is Tyler Naquin. Stevenson should be batting the lineup, and Naquin should be batting top or bottom. Dodgers, I don't want to see Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman trading 1 through 3. Betts and Freeman are middle of the order hitters, and Trey Turner is the league leader in stolen bases. The batting title, silly. Will Smith is a good offensive catcher, but not a cleanup hitter. And then I don't want to see Bellinger in center field, and then Gavin Lux in left field, and Chris Taylor in right field. That's 2 shortstops and a first baseman playing the outfield. Really bad decision. And Muncy should never play second base because you have Alberto and Gavin Lux. There should be no reason. And then Trey Turner batted once this week leading off. That was great. Cub. Contreras is one of the remaining guys from those teams. He's a middle of the order hitter as a catcher. He's not be batting leadoff or second. So I don't want to see his backup bat third. And I don't want to see Jonathan VR bat sixth because he's a speed contact guy. See Wisdom, I've been okay with him playing third base, but he's really a first baseman. And Patrick Wisdom playing left field is way more of a stretch. And then Happ batting third, that's good. He's an all-around hitter. Hayward's not a center fielder, you know this. He's a right fielder playing center field. Rafael Ortega DHing is stupid, but him leading off is great because he can actually play center field. He has Derek Norris as the opener when they got plenty of starters in that bullpen to begin with. So I'm like, why aren't they using Gazelman or other guys to actually start the game when Daniel Norris has been a starter in his career? Let him go more than one inning. The Blue Jays, we have George Springer's the middle of the hitter, not a leadoff hitter nor a center fielder. Gurriel's on a cleanup hitter, so I'm glad that they brought Hernandez back because moved Gurriel down 1. Then when they bat Zach Collins or Alan or Kirk before Chapman is stupid because they got Chapman to be a middle order hitter. Collins and Kirk are backup catchers, and seeing Kirk DH is a waste. Tapia in right field is a little bit of a stretch. He doesn't have the world's greatest arm, but he's a center fielder by trade, so that's where it makes the most sense there. And then Cleveland, Owen Miller's utility shortstop. Should not be batting the middle lineup, nor should be playing first base. Palacio's the second baseman. They're throwing him in the outfield, and they're throwing Ahmed in the outfield, which is okay, fine. He's not a great infielder, but the point of having Jimenez is he's such a good defensive player. You want him at shortstop. Ahmed's a good offensive player. You want him at second base for the power there. And Naylor actually played some first base this week, but I should never see Owen Miller first base when you have Josh Naylor because he single-handedly killed the White Sox in one game with all of his run producing. Mets, Lindor's be batting the middle lineup, not second. McNeil should not be batting third through 7th. If you're not going to bat him second, then bat him 8th or 9th. Canada's on a number 2 hitter. I know they swapped him with Marte, but that's not where Canada belongs. And McNeil again, stop playing left field. They got enough outfielders. Philly. Never want to see Schwarber leading off. Never want to see Rhys Hoskins leading off. Never want to see them batting second. I want to see Bone batting second. Those are middle order hitters. Because then you get Gene Segura batting 5th or 6th or 7th, and Odubel Herrera batting 6th. And those are speed contact leadoff hitter guys. And the Orioles, Trey Mancini should be batting second. Because then what happens is they have Hayes batting 3rd or 4th, and Hayes is a good defensive outfielder, not the world's greatest hitter. He batting second, that was perfect where they had him. And then Royal. Benintendi's great batting 2, not 3rd. Whit Merrifield, should be the guy leading off. If it's not Nicky Lopez, I don't want to see Bobby Witt leading off. He's a rookie, hasn't done that. And Dozier, there's enough outfield to go around. This team should never be playing the outfield. And Whit Merrifield, if he's not batting 1 or 2 or 8th or 9th, there should never be 5th or 6th. And again, wasting Chris Bubik, who's supposed to be one of the young starting pitchers on this team, out of the bullpen. And then Rangers, Simeon should not be leading off or batting second. You got to be middle of the lineup. Andy Abani's a utility infielder. They got plenty of first basemen. Jonah Heim at this point, the second or third string catcher, should not be batting second, third, or fourth. And then wasting Kobe Allard, Garrett Richards, and Matt Moore in the bullpen when 3 of them could start. And the Rangers haven't been great starting pitching this year. And then finally, the Yankees. Aaron Judge should never be batting second. We've noticed he's a middle order hitter. So then you see sometimes G. LeMahieu batting 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah, like he's a 1 or 2 hitter, G. LeMahieu, and he's not a third baseman. His best value is second base. And Marlon Gonzalez is the infielder. The Yankees have enough outfielders between Stanton and Castro who are not in the outfield that Marlon Gonzalez doesn't have to play the outfield, nor does Judge have to play center field when you have Castro and Hicks. And then Hicks leading off and playing center field is the perfect spot for him. Thanks for listening to another edition of MLB Observations Week 5 for the 2022 season. For On the Raider Table, I'm Raider. See you guys next time.